welcome. We're so happy that you're here for Google for Education's EDU on Air. And today's topic, it's going to be a fun one. Content creation with Google. Your visual story begins here, right now, like today, at this moment. And the three of us, we've been here before, but if you don't know who we are, let's introduce ourselves, shall we? All right, starting from left to right.
I am Lori Roberts, a lead learning guide with Fried Tech, former high school CTE teacher. I am loving our content that we're going to talk about today because it goes right along with what I used to teach.
Perfect. Hello,
And
Lori.
hi, I'm Chantel Lott. I am also a lead learning guide with Fried Technology, and I am a former social studies educator, speech and debate coach. I throw that out there as well. And lover of all things yarn and knitting right now. Just fun
Ooh,
fact, just so you should know. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I started one of these crochet kits. It's not going well, but I'm trying. I'm Daryl Legaspi. Hello. I'm an experienced designer for Fried Tech, so I make quite a few videos in our online courses. I was a 7th grade science teacher before this, and yeah, always delighted to be here. We have the link to this presentation, so if you'd like to follow along, it's on the top of the screen, goo.gle/edu on air dash content creation. It took a whole lot of concentration to say content creation because it almost looks like concentration, but it's also on the screen there. So thank you, the wizard in the back, Maddie, for putting that up there on the screen. All right, so here is our agenda. Are y'all ready? It's jam-packed with all the content creation goodness. Lori will start us off with Google Vids, and happy belated birthday to Google Vids. I believe it was released April 9th of 2024. They're on their 1-year anniversary.
Nice.
It's been a delightful tool in the Google Workspace for EDU suite. Then we've got Chantel, who will be talking about Google Slide updates. You may have opened your Google Slide recently, right? And you're like, what is that? It's something new? Well, Chantel will explain exactly what that is. And then I'll top it off at the end with content creation with Chromebooks, Chromebook Plus, you name it. So are we ready?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it. Lori, what you got?
I got Google Vids. So Google Vids is a collaborative video creation app that is available to Google Workspace for Education Plus.
Mhm.
And it makes it easy for you to create engaging videos. Educators can use Vids for pre-recorded lessons, video explainers, or even professional development. And your students can use it as well for book reports, video essays, and so much more. So how do you get to Google Vids? Well, there's a couple of different ways. So Daryl, if
Oh,
you'll
okay, sure.
head on over to Google Drive. I see that tab up there at
I'm
the top.
ready. I'm ready.
He's ready to go. And one way is if you click on the new button, Google Vids is right there at the top level. So we love it. We don't have to hunt for it under more. It's right there. That's one way to get to it. And then one of our favorite tips at Fried is the .new extension. So if you type in vids.new, it will create a brand new Google Vid for you.
How
Looky
handy
there.
is that?
How cool.
Yeah, I didn't
So
realize
cool.
that until you told me the other day. So
See?
thanks for that.
Yes, I win when I get to teach Daryl something new. It makes my heart happy. So we're going to head on over to one that I have already created. So he's going to pop on over to that Blue Jay Facts tab because fun fact about Lori is I love to bird watch and I love birds. So I made a fun little facts about Blue Jays video. And in this one, it's very similar to Google Slides. And Daryl, if you'll look down at the bottom where that play button is,
Mm-hmm.
if you click that play button, it'll play the animations that come in. And right next to that animation button off to the right-hand side, there's those two little bars. Those little bars are the timeline and show you the whole timing of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you can adjust the timeline. Every object is a different bar down there at the bottom. So you can adjust them as you go. And what's great about Google Vids is since it is very similar to Google Slides, a lot of the same skills are going to transfer over, but you can also use it to record as well. So over on the right-hand side of the screen, Daryl will see there's a whole bunch of different tools over there. They're going to be very similar to what Chantel is going to show a little bit later, but you do have a scripts button. So Daryl, if you'll click on scripts for
Okay.
me, You've got a whole script where you can type out, your students can type out what they want to
Mhm.
say. You can record yourself. So there's a record yourself button where you can record just the narration. You can record your video. You can record your screen. So lots of different options here. So everything I've shown you so far is available in Google Vids for Education Plus. But if
Education
you
Plus.
have
Okay.
Gemini, if you have that Gemini Education or Gemini Education Premium, there are even more features we can do with Google
Okay.
Vids, and a lot of these are brand new. So Daryl, if you'll click on that picture of that blue jay for me,
Sure thing.
one thing we can do is we can remove backgrounds with one click now. So at the bottom there's a little toolbar that popped up, and
Okay, I see
there
it.
is a
Mhm.
paintbrush, some circles, and that very first one is remove background. So one click, Daryl, click that button,
Okay.
and that background's going to get removed. And we're
Ah.
left with just our blue jay.
Ooh. So I don't have
Pretty
to go to a
cool.
different site to do that. I can do that within Google Vids as long as I have Gemini for Education.
As long as you have Gemini for Education,
Okay,
that is
got you.
built in now. Something else built in with Gemini is maybe you can't find the perfect picture you need through stock images or just doing a Google search on the web. You can
Mhm.
also create your own image
Okay.
using generative AI. So if you click on the insert button at the top,
Gotcha.
go down to generate an image because that is brand new.
All right.
It'll bring up a little prompt over on the right-hand side, and let's just type in Blue Jay.
Okay.
Keep
Blue
it
Jays.
simple,
2 words.
2
Okay.
words. And then style, we can pick from all these different styles. I think we liked, what did we like yesterday when we were playing? We played with
I
Sketch.
think we did
Yes.
Sketch. Yeah, let's try that one out.
And
And
you
let's
click
see.
create, and then it's going to give you some options. And then we can replace that image on the screen with some of our generated pictures. We love this, don't we?
We sure
Yeah.
do.
We kept
Oh,
the
there you
prompt
go.
simple so that we would try to,
Yeah.
we don't want to bog it down too much on our webinar here. So we kept it nice
Ooh,
and
okay.
simple there. Look, it even had pencils on
I
that first
know.
one.
Somebody
Ooh.
actually
Made it look like
sketched
a
it
real
out.
sketch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like this one.
Pick it and then click replace.
It's giving Bob
Ta-da!
Ross. It's giving Bob Ross.
And then we can crop that image. We can remove the background. So anything you can do with a regular image in Google Vids, you will be able to do with the generated image as
Gotcha.
well.
Let's see, his face is shown.
Happy little Blue Jay.
Happy Blue Jay. So let's hop back on over to that script, Daryl.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Let's
you're
go
okay.
back to it.
And
The
close
script.
it.
Oops, sorry. I lost
Bottom
it.
right-hand corner.
Bottom right-hand corner. There it is.
And then we have our script. Like I said, we can read it, but look at that fun little button at the very bottom. Generate the voiceover.
Ah, okay.
Ooh.
Let's
I
click
love
on
the
that.
oohs and the ahs,
So
right?
many cool things.
So now you can have AI read it for you, so you don't have to record if you hate the sound of your own voice. Which
I just want to
I mean,
click all the
then
new
you
things. So what happens? I can change the voice.
You can change the voice with a pencil
Oh, okay. Let's see. What
and
do we
pick
have
from
options
a
here?
number of different options. If you click on any of those, it will actually preview
Oh,
it.
the persuader. Let's hear it.
The
Ooh.
voice you select makes a difference in how viewers will respond to your video. It should fit your video's purpose and style.
Okay, let's
The
go with
voice you select
persuader.
makes a difference in how viewers will.
And now
Okay.
it doesn't sound like a robot. You know, it sounds like an actual real person, which I love.
So it's
right?
not a real person. It's
No. It's the persuader. So then if you want to add that into your timeline, you just click on that insert into timeline button at the bottom, and it
Okay.
adds another track down there at the bottom.
okay.
And
We're
since
adding layers. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
and
Mm.
see, it extends out beyond, so then we would just need to extend out each of those different scenes to make it the length of our narration there.
Just like that.
Pretty nifty.
Okay, you ready for minds to be blown again? Because this is the one that had Daryl going crazy.
I know. It just had me going like, oh my gosh, I could totally use this with what I'm doing right now. Like, oh, where was this before?
So
But go ahead.
this one, what we're going to do is we are going to, Daryl, on that little voiceover box, click on that little X.
Okay.
So we want to get back the record myself back. So if
Okay.
you click on record myself,
Gotcha.
what you can also now do in Gemini is if you pick your camera, for example, or any of these, what it's going to do is, because you have a script in there, it's going to overlay that script on top of the screen so that now you can read your teleprompter and it won't look like you're looking off
Right.
camera.
Oh my gosh. You don't know how many times I have to memorize my script so I can look at the camera.
Mhm.
But now I could just read it off here and it looks
And even
Not the
bonus,
best
do you see
angle.
at the bottom of that little box, it says read along?
Okay.
That read along, there are 3 different features there. So read along, the script will roll as you read. So
Oh,
it knows
wow.
what you're saying and it'll auto roll to go with your
Pretty slick.
That is awesome. So remind us
rolling is
this.
constant.
Okay.
And then manual is you would scroll to move that
Gotcha.
teleprompter.
I like this read along feature.
Yeah, I do too.
Can I just try it really quick? Let's see.
Sure.
2, 1.
Here are some fun facts about blue jays. Despite their vibrant blue color, their feathers, look, it's actually moving. This is great.
And
And I'm looking at the camera. Oh my gosh.
you're stopping in the middle.
I'm telling you what, the times I've had to memorize scripts when I recorded videos, no longer.
Same.
But again, just to remind everyone, you need Gemini.
Gemini. You
for
need
this.
Gemini
Okay.
Education or Gemini Education Premium for
Got you.
these all to work.
That blew my mind when you showed me that the other day. And I'm hoping it's anyone out there who creates content knows the struggle. Like, I gotta look at this camera, but I go on my script. How do I make this look natural? But love it.
It's gonna be definitely life-changing for many of us.
Absolutely.
So with all of those great features in Google Vids, we also are excited to announce, if you'll pop back on over to our little deck there, go one more, there we go. The Google Vids Education Film Festival has been open for submissions now, and this is your chance to showcase your creativity and impact. There are 4 different submission categories: best classroom storytelling, video explainer, professional development, and student assignment template. All of these are educator created. So if you create a Google Vid with these, you can submit those videos by May the 15th, and you just might be featured in a Google for Education blog post.
There's time,
Pretty
y'all.
cool.
It begins here. It begins today with the Google Vids Education Film Festival.
Yep.
Like, I feel like it's like they need an envelope to be like best classroom
Right.
storytelling is, right?
Ooh, Google, you listening?
Uh-huh.
We expect an award ceremony, like an award
Exactly.
show. I love that. That's
And a
great
nice
idea,
little
Chantel.
trophy to go along with it, right?
Yes.
Love it. And yeah, learn more by clicking on that link right there, right? Okay. Cool beans.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lori. Chantel, are you ready to blow our minds with Google
I
Slides?
think I'm ready. Okay. I mean, it's a lot. Google Vids is pretty cool. So I got slides, and you're not supposed to have any favorites, but slides has been my favorite,
Okay,
right?
let's do that.
Google tool for some time. Google now has new features and innovations in Google Slides that make it even easier to create polished, visually stunning presentations in less time. Updates include new templates, design elements, and AI-powered image improvements. All of them located at your fingertips in a refreshed slide interface. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? If you go to the next slide, you'll know.
Mine finally showed up
Thank you,
yesterday.
thank you.
So yeah.
There, right. So if you haven't noticed, and it is coming, it's rolling out to everyone. But if it's not in your account yet, that's just because it's rolling out into different accounts. So it will be there, right? To help you find the features you need while creating and presenting slides faster, Google has moved many of them into the sidebar, right? On the right side of the canvas. This will allow you to create even faster and with much more ease with features like image generation, templates, building blocks, stock images, drive access, record, and speaker spotlight, now located on the right sidebar. I don't know if you have seen it, but it is amazing, right? And all of us have been waiting for it to pop up in our accounts. We've been like, do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it? So we've been so excited to get it into our accounts and to play with it. And so now, Daryl, can we try some of these features out and look at it?
Let's do it. Let me create a new slide. That's what you want me to do, right? Slides.new.
Yes, slides.new. Again, that
Boom.
slides.new, vids.new, all of those are one of our favorite ways to get to something quick. And you're going to immediately notice, right, there are templates that automatically open. You've got that sidebar there located on the right side. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there are more templates that are now available. There are tons of templates. You name it, they're there. There are classroom ones. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see there's like
keeps
a
going.
project one. Yes, overview, right? Introduction. So if you're doing like a presentation on a particular topic, and even I love that nifty one, the introduction to figurative language. Can you click on that one?
Sure.
And when you click on a template, you'll see all of the slides that are available there at your fingertips, right? You'll be able to add those slides into your slide deck. So you can click that blue button at the bottom, which will insert all of the slides, but you also can click on certain slides to insert. So if you want to insert a couple of slides there for us, Daryl, we'll get creating here.
Okay, look, I'm just clicking and it's going into my canvas. Sure, why not?
Right. Making it so much easier. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just need like 1 or 2 slides. I don't need like the whole slide deck. So I like that feature as well. And then you can click the X and get rid of that bar that popped up there, that menu. On that, he's like,
how do I get those back? They're in layout. Okay, there they are.
Yes. And then if you go over to the floating bar on the side, there's some other things on that right side. You'll see the first thing is image generation. So we can add an image into our presentation with that image generation. Now that's going to be available if you have Gemini, in your account. If you don't, then you'll miss that little top bubble, but it's pretty cool. So I'm feeling inspired right now. Let's do a story that everybody loves and insert an image. Hopefully you know what story it is. Maybe we are working on a project. We're talking about a story and we need an image of a goose laying a golden egg. I'm going to see if they can get it, what story we're talking about. So type in a goose laying a golden egg. Kind of similar to what we saw already before. It's going to generate this image for us. We do have the sizes, the square, the wide, the tall. The square works for us. Then we can select a style. Right now we saw a sketch before, so maybe let's do watercolor to kind of
like a book, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I like that we have our bird theme going on today.
Yes, very
it
bird.
wasn't on purpose.
Forward, and then click create. And it's gonna. I like the little shapes that like it's generating. It's doing
its work. It's creating a masterpiece,
and it's gonna generate that image for us. Like
what I noticed, and shout out to the UI people out there.
There we go.
Google, this side panel's like, this is Gemini, right? This is all the standard, right? And this is EDU plus. It's all divided for us.
They did a pretty nifty job there.
I don't like what you did there, Google UI. That's good. Anyway, sorry.
And then now you've got 4 generated images. You can add one to your slide deck very easily by clicking on it, and then you can insert if that's the one that you choose. There we go. We got a nice little goose there with a golden egg, right? So you can kind of see how we can, and again, clicking on an image, you'll see those 3 options down at the bottom, like Lori was talking about before. You've got an option to crop. You've got an option to remove background. You've got, a couple of options there, format option as well. So I love that those are now kind of, nestled right there at the bottom of the image to kind of help me as I'm going through creating a presentation. Because I'm going to click on those anyway, and I'm going to be looking for them. So why not attach them to an image?
I don't need a right click. It's right there. It's making it one less click for us to do exactly what we need to do.
One less click. I like that. Oh, am I here? Am I not?
You're there.
Okay, good. My screen just went crazy, so I was like, okay, let's see if I can get it back. Okay, but while we're doing that, we can add a building block. So we talked about a couple of things. There you are. Oh my gosh, I lost you for a minute. We can talk about building blocks. So the third button down is building blocks. So if you are a Google Docs lover, you already know about building blocks. But now, we have. I know we have them in slides. Now we have building blocks. So you can see some of them there. There's key statistics, some charts, graphs, quotes. Even if you click on quotes, it'll expand. You can see, you're trying to put a quote into your presentation, but you want it to stand out. Maybe the pink bubble. I love pink. So that one works for me. You can drop it right in there, and then you can change the text. That's the, beauty of a building block, is that we can make it, suit our needs. Fee, fi, fo, fum, and maybe a quote from a famous character from this story. I don't know if you know yet. Anybody said anything in the chat, right? Do we know what story it is? right, by the giant, right? Esquire, maybe. I don't know. Is he a practicing lawyer? But we can add that. We can resize it. You'll see that the handles are there. So if we don't need it at a particular size, you can resize it. It's completely editable. I love that. You can even break it apart if you wanted to, right? Click and ungroup and, remove a couple of things if the stars don't suit your needs or whatever you might need it to do. So I definitely love the building blocks feature that is now available on that right hand side bar. Listen,
Very
Daryl's
cool.
going to town.
Sorry, I'm like, ooh, I forget there are millions of people watching, and I'm like,
He's like,
I just want to
ooh.
play. But it's a great way for us to get inspired. And I know when I first saw the templates, it's like, oh my gosh, they're so well designed. Shaking the hand of the person who actually designed these.
Yes.
They're really great. Yeah.
And then the next thing that we can add if we go to the bar is stock images. So the next feature down or button down, you'll see is stock images. So, as normal, we're going to add images to our presentation, but now we have the availability to do that with stock images. So that first row will be stock images. Then we have GIFs, stickers, right? We've got a ton of Google images there at the bottom. If we search for something, so at the top, maybe we can look for a stock in the stock images, right? Does anybody know the
what
story?
you did there?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And we'll see some of the images that pop up. We can click the stock images arrow or that option there to expand to see even more of the images that are available that popped up. We can pick one like Daryl did. He found one that he loved and he simply click in and adds it to the presentation. Again, ease of design, right? Just making it easier. He can remove the background like we saw before. Maybe we don't need all that white background. We just need the image, right? Cutting it out. Love all of these things. Again, right at your fingertips, the interface, the design. It's making it like intuitive for when you are designing presentations. So love that. So those are our stock images. And again, you've got GIFs or GIFs, wherever you fall in that line. You've got stickers. You got tons of things that you can add to your presentation with that stock and web images button. And then underneath that, we've got our Google Drive access because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm creating something and I'm like, there's something in my Google Drive and I don't have to go look for it or click the insert. So right there, you click that Google Drive and then you can add any images or any items that you want to add. So there we've got an image that we want to drop into our presentation.
It's like we planned this already. Look at that.
I mean, no. There's an image that we had maybe sourced before. It's an image that we took a picture of or a PDF or something that we need to add into our presentation, an account of the story, right, that we're talking about. And we can simply add that into our presentation with ease. And then, right, we've got those two little buttons at the bottom, like Daryl was pointing out, the record button. When we're ready and we've got our presentation exactly how we want it, we can record by clicking that button, right? So that's a relocated button. It had been at the top. Now it's on that sidebar. We can record ourselves. It'll take us into that record studio where we'll have the option to see our presentation and present and record at the same time. So I love that. And it will save those recordings into our Google Drive where we can share them with whomever we like.
There you go. And these are EDU Plus features, correct? These two.
Correct.
Okay.
And then that last one is going to be Speaker Spotlight. I love this feature. I've said it before, like, it puts a camera or a little shape, whatever shape you want to be on your slide. And when you get ready to present, then it becomes a camera and your audience can see you. And I absolutely love this for many different reasons. One of them being accessibility. I always talk about how I had a student who needed to see my lips. He was reading lips. And so I feel like that's a great way when you're doing presentations to kind of add that little piece where you're going to be right there in the corner of the presentation on the slides as you go through. So love that Speaker Spotlight feature, and it's been relocated to that sidebar, right?
That's very good. Man, Google Slides really amping up the game.
I mean, I feel like there should be confetti or something. There should be like a cannon with all of these
confetti
updates, right? Because I mean, I don't know. When we each saw it, we're like, oh my gosh, did you see the update? Did you see the update? And it was like, so much excitement. So Coming to you soon if you haven't already seen it, that new sidebar feature.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Okay. As if your minds aren't blown yet, there's more. There's more to this presentation. We have 6 minutes left, so I'm going to be quick about it. Thank you, Chantel, for sharing that. We're going to talk about Chromebooks now. And what I'm going to show you isn't new. It's been around for a while. But for me, as a person who likes to create screencasts or create videos, it's very charming, this tool. I call it charming. When I mentioned it about 3 years ago, it was released back in 2022. You all probably know what it is. It's the ability to create screencasts with your Chromebook. And if you haven't done this yet, give it a go. If your students haven't done this yet, give it a go, because there's just something about it, like I said, that it's charming. So let me show you why. So if you have a Chromebook, I'm using a Chromebook Plus here. You can use any type of Chromebook. There is a built-in screencast tool. It's this teal turquoise colored icon, yes, called Screencast, and it's sitting on my shelf right now because I go to it pretty frequently. So here, if I click on it, I get this, and pretty standard. You can record a video, you can annotate on your screen, but what's great about it is the way it's being consumed by students. So content consumption, like when they're looking at the video, it's very unique, the experience. So let me show you why. We've got two examples here. Lori made one of algebra, and of course I was a science teacher, so I have one about plant cells versus animal cells. So I'll click on that one, and just off the bat, thinking about user interface and being the user, being the student, you got the video on the left and you got the transcript on the right. And what I've done is I've curated the content based on what they're going to see. Right? So it's a preview of what they're going to see. What's great about Screencast is if I hover over parts of the transcript and I click on that spot, it's going to transport me there right away. And look what I've done here.
What do you see are the differences between the two?
Look what I've done here. I have asked them a question as they watch the video, and I've added lower thirds. Students pause the video and answer the question that I asked. So it's like a pre-knowledge check of what they're about to consume. Right? So they can pause the video, answer the question, and then they'll continue watching the video. And what's great is, look, you've got the ability as a consumer, you can change the language of the transcript if you need to. Look at all those different languages. It won't change the language in the video, but it'll change the transcript. So you're probably wondering, how did I do this? How did I curate this to make it look like this? Because it didn't start like this at first. I had to go on my end and do some simple editing. And this is where it gets charming. Editing and how you edit this video. If you are a video editor, you know about scrubbing the playhead and clipping and doing a cut and a merge and like, oh my gosh, I cut the wrong screen. What do I? It's a nightmare. But Screencast, Chromebook Screencast doesn't make it a nightmare. It makes it a very pleasurable experience when you're editing videos. And let me tell you why. On the right, look, the transcript is divided by sentence. So it's so granular. And there was a part in this video where I messed up. I said the wrong thing about photosynthesis. So I clicked on that part and I just trimmed it out. And when you trim it from the transcript, what do you think it also does?
Trims it from the video.
Intuitively, it trims it from the video. So for those of you who are, intimidated by video editing, this is where it's at, yo. This is really where it's at. I can't think of any other platform that does it this way. And it's all within your Chromebook. You have it, your students have access to it. So then they can create the content with Screencast. And look at how I'm consuming this content so well, so easy. Those lower thirds I mentioned, those are just section titles. So I just added section titles throughout my script. Now, when I'm done with this, I can share it. Now, when I share it, if I'm using an organization account, Google account, only people within my organization can view it. So I'll share the link, share it with my students, and this is exactly what they'll see on their end, minus this edit. And they can see it in their Chromebook, and they can also see it within their Chrome browser. So great tool. It's been around for 3 years now.
I can't believe it's been around that long.
Neither can I. I remember when we first talked about how excited I was, and I'm still excited about it. So
I'm like 3 years.
Oh, yeah, wow. I know. And then Google just surprises with more things. It's just, I love it. All right, so let's talk about the last thing here, and it's creating GIFs or GIFs. And you got to tell yourself, when would I create a GIF versus when would I create a video? And that's the things that I go through every day. It's like, is this best as a video or as a GIF? If it's a video, it allows them to pause, right? With a GIF, it's just there and it loops over and over again. So if you're demonstrating something simple, I would do a GIF, right? So here we go. Within your Chromebook, you can create a GIF rather easily. by going here. I'm clicking on the bottom right in my menu and hitting screen capture. I'm going to select the area I want to create a GIF of, but I'm going to make sure I select this camera here. But there's another step. It's hidden. You might not know this. You can actually create a GIF, record a GIF. So I'm just showcasing this. Check it out. I'm going to showcase the new menu, hovering over what you see.
Listen, I saw you there. That new
Okay.
menu.
There it is. And I'm stopping it. And check out how easy it is. I can just plop it in my presentation. Boom. Look at that. Look at that.
So easy.
Man.
So easy. All
So
right.
cool.
It's 12:30. That's all I wanted to show. But here we go, y'all. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Hey, we've got feedback. We want to know how we can better make this experience for you all. So bust out your phones and scan that QR code and provide us the feedback. We love to hear from you. And we also have upcoming sessions. The EDU on Air series is not done. Tomorrow, there's one about Gemini, new features available at no cost. And Amy and I, FryTech, will be doing one on accessibility in May 21st. Check us out, 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's what that stands for. Okay. All right.
Good job. Good job.
So thank you all for being Chantel, Lori. Anything else you want to say before we say adieu? Au revoir.
Tag us on any of the content you create using any of these
Please
things because we
do.
want to see.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. And then, it's Fast and Furious, but I hope you loved all of the new things that are coming out. And again, play with all of them. We'd love, like Lori said, to see what you guys create.
Yeah, that Google Vids. What is it? There's a
Festival
the
content.
festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
All righty. Well, that's all. Thank you all for attending. We'll see you later.
Bye.